Hello, it is Sunday, fun day, August 27th, 2023, and possibly you can see behind me that we are experiencing a monsoon here in the monsoon season. The dark clouds overhead, the sky has opened up, and the rain is pouring down. You can possibly hear it behind me. As you see, the folding tables that I have I have neglected to put away into the garage after the party. We had about 50 people here Friday evening. I was going to put them away today, and I said, you know what? Today is a relax, recharge, resting day. Did some planning, spoke to a client, got a bunch of stuff done, but for the most part, no physical labor today. But I wanted to come out here. Hello. And record today's message while some activity is going on behind me, including that outrageously loud clap of thunder you likely just heard and that almost exploded my camera out of my hands. Anyway, so the message here has to do with this party on Friday night where it was extremely common occurrence, but unfortunate situation where a guest at our home, see, this was a party that we had invited pretty much anyone of our neighbors, the community that wanted to come and people wanted to invite. So we didn't know everyone here by a long shot. And this person I'd never seen before, as I'm walking around saying hello and people are saying hello, and I found out later that her husband was sitting right across from her at the time at a table, right here to my right on our patio. And she suddenly just decided to ask, so what do you do for a living? And so I said, well, I'm a small business advertising and marketing consultant. I help business owners run effective ads and marketing systems. And then I added that, and the neighborhood publication. There's a few neighborhood publications here. We have a big neighborhood, over 3,200 homes in our community. And I said, because one used to sponsor these neighborhood parties. I said, that one publication that comes out monthly used to sponsor our parties. I said, obviously none of my clients have an ad in that publication because all those ads suck. And so she said, no, it's not the ads that are no good. There's not enough eyeballs on them. Again, there's 3,200 homes in this community. There are plenty of eyeballs on these sucky ads. So I informed her that no, but that's very common. The most common thing advertisers do, I used to do it before I learned what the difference is between an effective and a sucky ad. And I said, no, but that's what, of course, the tendency we want to do. We don't want to look in the mirror and go, my ad sucks, or I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm not targeting the right audience, or I don't have an irresistible offer. I have an extremely resistible offer that sucks. We just want to say, oh, the Yellow Pages doesn't work anymore, or AdWords doesn't work, or Facebook ads or steals all my money, or TikTok doesn't work, or YouTube ads doesn't work. Look, or that magazine or that neighborhood publication doesn't work. Here's the thing. They all work. They all work. Time to look in the mirror. If you have that knee-jerk reaction that the way, it's the last W of the WOW strategy, the way that you're choosing to do your advertising doesn't work, if there's any other ads in it, like there are plenty of ads in the Yellow Pages, you think every one of those business owners is an idiot? And the Yellow Pages doesn't work? And they're just throwing their money away? Yeah, I'm sure that's a few of them. In fact, I did work, as you may know, for a Yellow Pages publisher for 3.5 years, and 90% of those ads suck, but that means 10% of the ads in every single ad that I placed in there made tons of money. And still to this day, I have advertisers that are killing it in the Yellow Pages and any other way that you can think of that you think sucks, including this neighborhood publication where I did not have a client with an ad in this one, but I helped a client, and that testimonial's on YouTube for the whole world to see for years. I helped his ad before in this publication, and he came to me and said he'd gotten zero calls, not even any clients from it, in 9 months out of the 12 that he was contracted to run the ad. And of course, therefore, he said that magazine doesn't work. And I said, well, then you got nothing to lose. What do you got to lose? As a famous reality star, real estate magnate turned politician said a few years ago. Said, what do you got to lose? Let me fix your ad, and at least for the last 3 months, see what happens. And he said, okay, and I redid his ad completely, because just fixing it will almost never work with an ad. I just need to redo it. And lo and behold, the first month it came out, he called me gushing and put that sent me that video and put that testimonial up for the world to see. And I forget what, but he had gotten 2 or 3 jobs from it and tens of thousands of dollars. Big commercial job that he does upholstery. So he was like, man, I do a chair or a set of chairs or a sofa now and then, but man, he got one restaurant commercial job out of that ad for tens of thousands of dollars, paid for that ad for 10 years with that one call. And that was just in the first month. So I let that shorter version, but I let this woman know, who was picking a fight with me at my own home on my own patio. Kind of uncalled for. And I said, no, it's not the magazine doesn't work. It's the ads don't work. No. Continued to fight and argue with me. I found out later, as her husband meekly sat there, letting it all happen and not saying a word, that's who this person is. People told me at the party, oh, she knows everything. And she argues with everybody. And so later on, also, I heard that her husband went up to My Beautiful Wife Michelle or somebody else and thanked them for me standing up to his wife, who nobody ever stands up to, and lets her just rant and rave with her BS like she knows everything, where she absolutely knows nothing, but acts like she knows everything. And then somebody else told me that, oh, she's on the HOA board. So no wonder everyone was afraid to ever tell her the truth or say something right to her, where I don't give a crap, of course. No BS Steve, straight talk Steve, whatever you want to call me. Anyone knows me knows I have no filter. I don't stand for any BS. I don't care what board you're on. And so I said, I've been doing this 40 years. I know what I'm talking about. At which point she said, well, I've been doing it 50 years. At which point all 8 people seated at the table, including her husband right across from her, just started cracking up. And one of my neighbors just said at that point, oh, well, I've been doing it 60 years. And everyone laughed some more about her knee-jerk reaction of, oh, she just got to be better than everyone at everything, even when she knows nothing about anything. And so then she said, well, I said, whatever I said, like, you asked me what I do. I'm an expert in what I do. Clearly, you know nothing about it. Why do you continue to argue with me? And she said, well, that's rude. And everyone at the table again cracked up and rolled their eyes. And I'm like, well, I assure you, I'm a counterpuncher. I didn't start this thing. There's no way I would be rude with someone at my house. But you were the one who started being rude with me. And so if you really want, like, I'm just getting started. You think that's rude? And then she took a huff and a puff, because, again, nobody ever calls her on her BS, and said, well, and I said, you know what? If you don't like it, there's a door in the front, and there's a door on the side, and you can leave through either one of them. At which point, one of my neighbors at the table leaned in and said to her, or, which I'll turn it now, you can just go right over this fence into the wash, which happens to be 15 feet down and filled with every kind of rattlesnake and scorpion and javelina and coyote and critter you can imagine in there. And it was nighttime. And the whole table cracked up again, at which point I just said, that's enough. I said, you know what? I'm going to do you a favor. You can stay. And I couldn't believe that she actually stayed. And that's when people started coming up to me and said, congratulations, thank you for calling on her BS. And, nobody ever does that. And she thinks she knows everything. She's on the board and whatever. But enough of the story, because it's Sunday Fun Day. I just figured I'd do a little rant there. But it really speaks to the point that I see it all too often. Business owners' knee-jerk reaction, and we have an ego. It's natural. We don't want to blame ourselves or say we don't know what we're doing or our ad sucks. We want to say that publication's no good. Or, whatever, that TV station's no good, or that blog is no good, or that event I spoke at, the event was no good. Like, time to look in the mirror, folks. Get some help, okay? Suck it up. And if that's you, it's okay. But at the same time, you ought to recognize, maybe, just maybe, what have I got to lose? Let's get some help and see if an expert in advertising and marketing and sales agrees with me and says, yeah, you know what? Your ad is unbelievably excellent. That publication must suck. So contact an expert. You want help from me? Maybe you don't. From that story I told, I'm going to be straight with you and tell things no BS. Maybe you don't like that. You want someone to not be straight with you and mealy-mouth things and soften the blow and tell you what you want to hear, go somewhere else. But if you want some real help with no BS, and we'll get right to the point and we'll make you money, get your advertising working better than you ever imagined, by the way, Go to www.thewowstrategy.com. I did not expect today to be really business-based. I just came out here to enjoy the storm, and so you can enjoy the monsoon, which is going for a little bit longer than usual. But I can see over there the skies are sunny. I don't know if you can see it in the video. But we have purely sunny skies to the east, and yet we still have the rain clouds overhead here, but looks like they'll be passing by shortly. The storm will end. However, it cooled the temps off a little bit, which is always nice here in late August. Usually way too hot, way too sunny, but right now absolutely spectacularly beautiful and comfortable. There's a little more thunder for you as we sign off here in sunny Scottsdale, Phoenix area of Arizona. Oh, that thunder is rolling thunder. That thunder's going on almost as long as I did with that story. All right, that's enough for today. Thanks for being here, and I will catch you tomorrow with some more business building tips based on pieces of mail that arrived in my personal mailbox. Real, right there, live examples of how to improve your advertising and improve your results and make you money. See you then. Over and out. Bye-bye.